Hi guys, right, I did start doing this particular video a few minutes ago, but I got disturbed by my other half coming back downstairs after eating his dinner and talking and just making mouth noises when I really needed him to be quiet. So here I am again. Yes, this is another thing that I've bought from an advert on the internet. It is one that I subscribe to the newsletters of, and it's one where I've only had one chance so far to physically go to the shop, which is in Manchester. I like needlework, I like knitting, I'm attempting to learn to use circular needles. Crochet, not so good at. I've tried and I just can't get it to fix in my head, but I've used several different knitting techniques in the past, and I'm fairly okay with that. I've been knitting probably since I was about 5 or 6 years old. It was something that my mum taught me to do when I was little, attempted to teach me to do. But being left-handed, it was different to the way that she did it, and I eventually learnt to knit out of a book. So yes, so the parcel that I was going to open, I've already opened it, and then he came downstairs and made a load of racket. Anyway, inside the package was a little packet of Haribo Tangfastics, which is fantastic because I love Tangfastics, so thank you very much if you watch this video. There was also a card for Countess Ablaze Yarn Cartel, and that's the picture on the back, so that's going to give you an indication of where this package is from and what it might contain. This is the bag that it was in. The postie very kindly just dumped it on the doorstep and didn't even bother to knock on the door. And because the contents of the parcel aren't cheap, and because the contents of the parcel are a limited edition, I would have been absolutely fuming if I'd have found out that it had been delivered today and I hadn't actually received it, because some lowlife had decided to sneak up the steps and take it with them, even though they didn't have a clue what was inside it, and it was probably going to be no use to them unless they knit. Anyway, came in this bag, inside the bag with the Tangfastics and the Yarn Cartel card and the receipt, which, yay! And this is it. I bought 4 skeins of this, and it is called the Ministry of Truth Twisting Lady Persephone Sock Yarn. As I said earlier, it is a limited edition version. I've wanted some of Countess Ablaze's limited edition yarns for absolutely ages, and I've usually not had the money to get them when they've become available, but this time I did. It's 4 in the same colourway, and these colours are absolutely beautiful. Look at this, how gorgeous are they? The yarn is 75% Blueface Leicester and 25% nylon, and it's fingering stroke 4 ply weight. Each skein is 100 grams and there's 425 meters of yarn per skein, and it is it is a charity yarn for this year. It's machine washable at low temperatures as well. As I said, it's a sock yarn, so I'm going to have to try and learn how to make socks, because I'm going to have some funky socks from this. As I said earlier, I don't think I said it on this one. I said on the one that I had to stop when he came downstairs, a bit noisy. I've only managed to get to the Countess Ablaze shop once, and that was last year. It's in Manchester. It isn't a shop that has got a big chain set up. I think there are 2 shops, and there's the online ordering, which, you know, really great. I had a really, really positive experience when I went into the shop, though. The staff that I met there were absolutely lovely. I bought some yarn then, and I was also given a free fabric tote bag to bring it home in, which was really nice. And it's given me another shopping bag, which was lovely. So, see if I can find, I've got the, let me show you, got the page here. Showing you that it's all sold out and everything. Apologies if you didn't really see that properly. So it says that this campaign has ended. Your immense support for this colourway has resulted in 639 skeins ordered. We're now busy getting this dyed and sent, and shall send the Citizens Advice Bureau the money we've promised. Thank you. So all the money raised from the sale of this yarn, a portion of the money raised from the sale of this yarn is being donated to the Citizens Advice Bureau in the UK. So just to give you an idea of what this is all about, I'll read you what is on the website about it. And it's to do with all the fiasco that's been going on in the political world of UK politics in the past few months. When even the Daily Mail runs with the headline, "What planet are they on?" then you know the has hit the fan here in the UK. Our leadership has made it very clear that there is one rule for us proles and another rule for the elite. When people have had babies without birth partners, people have died alone in hospital, Zoom funerals, shopping bags left on doorsteps, mental health deterioration, struggles to access healthcare from anything non-corona, and so much more. Our Prime Minister straight up gave free rein. Then this is a true story if you've not been following the news for the past few weeks, to his chief advisor to do what he wanted. The rules were different for him. This transcends the political differences of left and right. This is about leadership, and here in the UK we are left without it. Boris Johnson has been consistently inconsistent throughout this lockdown, and now he's just blown all our hard work in staying home. I've said previously, as in not me, Countess Ablaze, I won't do pandemic colourways. It's because I'm so used to controversial yarn themes that this is a level of discomfort I don't want to sit with. But I will dye the system colourways, and this is going to be called the Ministry of Truth Twisting. Shout out to the civil servant on Twitter last night. There was a post put on Twitter on the UK Civil Service account, which was very swiftly taken down, and it says, "Arrogant and offensive. Can you imagine having to work with these truth twisters? Kudos to the person that had access to that account and that put that Twitter post." In line with all our other Fuck the System colourways like Brexit and Bojo's Brexit Bonanza, 20% will go to charity. I've chosen Citizens Advice Bureau, who provide advice and advocacy about work, benefits, housing, disability, etc. I'm thinking this one has been purple based and on Lady Persephone sock only. Reduced staff means streamlining. You'll have to take a chance on how the colourway works. and the colourway works amazingly. I'm going to be so pleased to find a project to use that wool on. It is really, really beautiful, as you saw. So thank you so much to Countess Ablaze for coming up with this, and thank you for making it a charity run. Thank you for giving 20% of the money raised from the sale of it to Citizens Advice Bureau. A lot of people are now worried that even though they were originally furloughed from work, that they're going to be made jobless in the next few weeks. Some people might have already heard about redundancy. One of my jobs sent out an email last week, I think it was, that mentioned the possibility of choosing to be made redundant, voluntary redundancy. That is usually something that is taken by people that have a proper contract. I don't want to say I haven't got a proper contract, but my work is 0 hours, so I don't have a specified amount of hours I have to work per week, and I and my other colleagues on the hospitality / food and beverage side at that venue most likely won't have to choose to either take voluntary redundancy or to actually be made redundant by the company. There will be things possibly like not getting any sort of pay increases and that sort of thing, but hopefully there won't be any redundancies from the 0 hour contract staff, from the casual staff. Although any people that are made redundant, whether it be voluntary or chosen by the companies that you work for, my heart really does go out to you. I've been made redundant in the past from another job when while the climate wasn't as it is. We weren't living through a pandemic at that point, and we knew that everybody that was working on that particular contract would be made redundant at some point. Plus I had my security work to be able to walk into when that job ended. But yeah, this whole pandemic thing has put a massive spoon in the works. It's made things awful for a lot of people, and as the Countess said, Zoom funerals, babies being born with no birthing partners, people dying alone in hospitals without their friends or family or any sort of comfort around them except for the nurses that are looking after them. And then you get the people, I use the term very loosely, in government. Honestly, they couldn't organise a very drunken party in a brewery. The only thing that they seem to be able to organise is the increase on their own personal wealth and looking after each other's backs. Sorry, this has turned into a bit of a political rant. I usually try not to do that sort of thing. But yeah, UK politics at the moment, absolutely rubbish. But there's little lights in the tunnel, like Countess Ablaze and the money that she's going to be donating to Citizens Advice Bureau, which is why I mentioned redundancies, because there's going to be so many people that are losing their jobs, and so many people that will be needing help and advice from Citizens Advice, and that help will be invaluable and it needs to be funded somehow. So Countess Ablaze is helping in her own way with this. If you're going through personal nightmares, whether it be health or family or work or financial, you don't have to go through it alone. You can talk to Citizens Advice if it's advice veering towards the legal side that you need. If you need a bit of emotional help, you can either telephone or email the Samaritans. I will put the email addresses for Citizens Advice and for the Samaritans, plus the phone number, and for the phone numbers of both Citizens Advice and the Samaritans, just downstairs in the bottom there. Right, I'm going to close this now because time's pressing on and I've ranted on for probably longer than I intended to. Sorry if it's overshadowed my parcel any. Thank you for watching. Look after each other as much as you can. Try and help people where you can. If you can smile, smile. Just go careful out there, folks, and thanks again, Countess, for this absolutely wonderful colourway and the money that you're donating to Citizens Advice. Okay, bye folks, see you in the next video.